Hello, it's Kyle. Today I'll be reviewing Watership Down by author Richard Adams. This is a very interesting book, and first I'd tell a little background on how this book came about, which to me is one of the more interesting stories I've ever heard of how a book was written. Richard Adams really wasn't an author. He had a habit of telling his young daughters lots of stories just to entertain them, and he'd tell really elaborate stories when they would take these long drives through the country and stuff. And it got to the point where they basically build upon the story, so they'd tell the same story and then a new chapter the next time they did a drive and another new chapter. And the daughters enjoyed it so much they encouraged him to write a book about it. They expand it and actually put it down on paper. So he actually worked with his daughters and wrote the book. He'd tell them what he wrote. They'd give suggestions how to improve it and stuff. And that is how Watership Down came about. So I thought that was a kind of unique way for a classic book like this to actually have come into existence through a father telling stories to his daughter. So that was a really cool backstory to Watership Down. The basic plot of Watership Down focuses on some rabbits. The important thing to know with this is the rabbits are portrayed accurately as they are in nature. They're rabbits. They're not, like cartoon characters walking, on two legs and singing and dancing and talking to humans and interacting. They're actually portrayed as real rabbits, behave as rabbits really do in nature. But the story is told from the point of view of the rabbit, so you actually are able to understand the rabbit language. But it's not like humans in the world of Watership Down can understand rabbits talking. They can't. They're just rabbits. But since the story is told from the point of view of the rabbits, the reader is able to understand what they're talking about. So that is key to remember when you read this book. The basic plot is there's two brothers, rabbits, who live in this kind of village of rabbits. A warren is the correct term. And one of the rabbits, the younger brother, really thinks that him and his brother need to leave this collection of rabbits and go somewhere else because he has this premonition that something bad's going to happen, that if they stay there they'll all die. So this kind of acts as a catalyst for these two brothers to begin a journey with some other rabbits to find a new place to live, a safer place to live, and at the same time they kind of hope to build a better society for rabbits. I would kind of compare this to, there's many books like this and movies that kind of cover some sort of epic journey, be it, Lord of the Ring is probably the best example with the success of those movies. But there's several other books and movies that deal with the name of an epic journey where people are just facing, these tremendous obstacles and they're just having to overcome stuff to get to their goal. And this is very much what Watership Down is. The thing I really enjoyed about this book, probably because of the origin of this book where it was a father telling stories to his daughters, it's one of these books that a young teen can enjoy, a child would enjoy, the parents reading to it, but at the same time, adults can read this book and enjoy it a lot too. It really has something for every age group. I would kind of compare it to, like Pixar movies like WALL-E or Toy Story where, kids can enjoy them on their certain, level of the humor and the slapstick comedy and stuff. But then the story behind those movies is something that can appeal to all age groups. Now, I don't want to give you the wrong impression and you think this is a comedic book by any means. It's very, kind of in the vein of Lord of the Rings, it's very serious. There's very dire situations. Rabbits are constantly in danger and their lives are always in peril on this journey they're making in this attempt to establish a better society for rabbits. So I'm not saying it's comedic like Pixar movies, but just in how pretty much all age groups can really enjoy, kids, teens, adults. It really is a great story. The author, Richard Adams, does a wonderful job of developing the characters. You really become invested in them, and it's one of those things, every time the rabbits are in danger, your favorite characters, you're always worried, is so-and-so going to make it through this situation okay? Is this the end for this rabbit? You really develop close connections to them. So the author does a really good job of, even though he's portraying them as accurately rabbits are in nature, you still develop attachment to them almost like they're humans. At some point you almost forget they actually are rabbits. You begin picturing them almost as humans, and then they'll drop some item or note about some rabbit behavior and go, oh yeah, these are rabbits. It's not really people. So I would really recommend Watership Down by Richard Adams. It really is a classic. A lot of people kind of got exposed to this book through the TV show Lost. If you watched Lost, especially in the first couple of seasons, the character Sawyer was constantly reading a book on the beach. And for most of the first part of the series, he was reading Watership Down, which if you watch the show Lost, they don't put any there in there by accident. Very much what is happening to these rabbits is very similar to the challenges that are faced by the characters in the TV show Lost. So if you enjoyed Lost, read Watership Down, and I think you'll maybe gain a little bit better insight to the TV show Lost. I know I kind of did after I read it. So highly recommend Watership Down by Richard Adams. I hope you'll read it. And thanks for watching the review. If you're not a subscriber, I hope you'll subscribe to WeReadBooks. We have a lot of great book reviews on there. And I'll see you in my next review.